field. Can he get the run off turn 4? Kyle Todd in the race lead. Does he have enough? Into 3 and 4, both these drivers both saving in the entire run. Can he stretch enough fuel? Parker loose on the bottom. He's going to lose it. Kyle Todd, he's going to save enough fuel. He's going to win at Fontana.
Have to keep an eye on it, just about he's going to get a run, but Parker's going to shut the door. Behind him, there's Porter and Moreno.
Moreno's going to dive to the inside. They're making contact for lead. The corner, Moreno. But Parker, he's going to have a run. Does he down in 3? He's going to go 3 wide. 3 wide for the teammates for the lead. Drag race to the line. Jaden Porter is going to win it. Quippy goes right off turn 2. Happy goes right as well. Big crash behind him. Cole Snyder is going to win the season opener at Atlanta. Down the back straightaway, here comes the outside lane. Cole Snyder getting pushed by Cody McCorkle. Nathan Lehman in the lead on the bottom with Giovanni Klein pushing. Zachary Meredith right there in third. Coming to the trial in a little time. It's Nathan Lehman. Climbs to try and pull the side trap right at the line. Nathan Lehman is going to pick up the win. Moreno tries to clear. Almost clears themselves, making contact with Klein. Klein gets to the wall.
Oh, Adams! Tell you why.
A big move.
What a move there.
Ryan Parker, side by side, to the line. It's going to be a drag race. They both won it up. They get pushed by Happy Egg across the line by 1/1000th of a second. But Jonathan Parker, he locked it up at the end of stage 1. Jonathan Parker, our season 5 champion. Welcome to Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway for race number 2 of NAOR Cup Series Season 6. And tonight, we're going to get this season started underway. As we just wrapped last week, we had Auto Club for the season opener, and now we're going to get farther and deeper into the season tonight. As currently qualifying just getting underway, as on here with Ethan Fonseca Moreno, as he was fastest in practice. We'll see if he can back up that practice run and put it on the pole for tonight's race. It's now through turn 1 and 2. Remember, only 1 lap this year for 5 minutes of 5 minutes and 1 lap of qualifying. So Cole Snyder runs his lap 19.261. That will be his lap done. So we'll show the tower there, but here comes Ethan Fonseca Moreno. He was fastest in qualifying. Looked a little bit rough on the racetrack, but that, as he will go, actually hit the wall. So 19.671, but what did it was invalidated, so it will not go on the board for Ethan Fonseca Moreno. As he starts his lap. Braden Holt coming through 3 and 4, coming across the line. Braden Holt, easy to go. 19.235. That will put him at the top of the board. Lap 4, a great lap for Braden Holt there, as everyone's just kind of taking their time. No one's really set their lap yet. Jonathan Parker out on the racetrack for him. He just sets his lap. 19.148 to the top of the board. Goes Jonathan Parker with that lap. Zachary Meredith coming out on track for his lap. He set his laps, hit the wall on his lap. Ethan Fonseca Moreno as well, invalidated lap time. Hunter Peach, invalidated lap time. Nick Kapdiak also invalidated lap time. Here is Zachary Meredith on his lap. We'll see where he goes. Oh, but he's going to get loose off turn 2, and that's going to cost him. And that's going to be his lap over. Sam Wade, he just ran like 19.280. That puts him in. Actually, his lap is also invalidated as well. So we're down to Josh Arnold, the only driver to set a lap time across the line, 19.698. And Josh Arnold will go P11. So 12 cars setting a lap time that was allowed. Everyone else getting invalidated lap time, tapping the wall. So rough qualifying for everybody. But that means Jonathan Parker, with a minute and a half to spare, no one else can take that time away from him now. He will be the DI9 Designs pole winner, pole award here from Kern County, Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, or Kern County Raceway Park, the original name. But Jonathan Parker able to pick up the pole, and we'll bring in that 48 machine of Jonathan Parker if he is in the Discord. And no, he is not, so cannot bring him in there. Jonathan Parker going to be our pole winner for tonight's race. As we wait up for qualifying to wrap up, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll hear a word from our sponsors.
Is going to take the victory 128 laps without a pit stop.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win. Saturday Night Racing League and throwback at Charlotte goes to Josh Adams.
Welcome back here to Kern County Raceway Park, or Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, whichever name you prefer now. But as you just saw, Jonathan Parker able to take the pole for tonight's race, as we will see our Coulter's Cards starting lineup for tonight's race. Starting on the poles, we just saw Jonathan Parker able to take the pole award, the DI9 Designs pole award with a 19.135. Alongside him will be Braden Holt, starting in P2 with that 54 machine. Starting third tonight will be the 28 of Chris Wright, and Nicole Steiner will start fourth. Starting fifth will be Mark Kisseweather, and alongside him will be the 12 of Josh Adams, starting the Juicy Spider 12 machine in 6th place. 8th name on will start the Tubbs Graphics 14 machine starting in P7, and 8th will be Connor Thompson Gardner, and that 30 machine starting 8th. Starting 9th will be the 5 of Giovanni Klein, and starting 10th will be the 71 of Mike Campbell. Josh Arnold on the Coulter's Cars machine will start 11th tonight, and Hunter Sr. will start 12th. Starting 13th will be Ethan Fonseca Moreno in the 20 machine, and the weekend 17 machine will start 14th of Zach Neverde. 15th will be the 6 machine of Nick Kapiak, and Hunter Beach will start 16th. 17th will be Donnie Kite in the 2 machine. Kyle Zob in the Tubbs Graphics 3 car will start 18th. Starting 19th tonight will be Justin Quimby, and running our top 20 car field tonight will be actually 21 car tonight. Right here, or 21 car field tonight. Coulter's Cards starting lineup for tonight's race. So we're getting underway, getting ready to go racing to start race number 2 of the season. We have 2 pace laps here tonight. Jonathan Parker, Braden Holt will be on the front row, Chris Wright, Cole Steiner, Mark Kisseweather to round out the top 5. And Ethan Fonseca Moreno able to pick up the win last week at Auto Club. We'll see if he can do it again this week. Go back-to-back to open the season. We do have stage caution. We do have stages, but we do not have caution laps for those stages. But here we we go. The pace truck can take that hard left turn onto pit road. Jonathan Parker, Braden Holt on the front row, and we are underway from Kern County. Jonathan Parker out to an early lead as he clears of Braden Holt. So our 21 car field here tonight. Jonathan Parker, great start as Braden Holt down in second. Cole Snyder on the outside, going to get by Chris right on the bottom. But here comes Marcus Weather, going to dive it into turn number 1. We go alongside, side by side with Cole Snyder. Snyder on the outside, Mark Kissweather a little bit on the apron there, side by side still for that third place spot. Oh, but a little bit of contact, Giovanni climbing on the wall in the back there. Bonnie Klein going to get it recovered. He's going to way up the racetrack. Assume he probably has a little bit of wheel damage, and he does. You can kind of see that wheel is kind of moved in a little bit there. Now Jonathan Parker holding the lead, but Braden Holt, Cole Snyder are battling for second now. As Snyder on the bottom, Mark Kissweather right there in fourth. Turn number 2 down the back straight away. Turn number 4 down the front straight away. We have our first caution of the night. Ethan Fonseca Moreno is going to go around. It's our first caution of the night. Let's take a look at this replay here. So I believe it was going down into turn number 3. Nick Happy on the inside. Oh, just kind of comes down a little bit. Gets tied, but Nick Happy spins up the racetrack. No one else. Oh, no one else. Almost a few other drivers involved, but no one else involved. And they keep it going. But an early caution flag for tonight's race. We had a lot of fun battles up, a lot of good battles up front to start the race. So see that that's going to be kind of a key tonight. Just kind of how to hold the position. Jonathan Parker holds the lead here early on as he was able to kind of hold out in front there. We saw a lot of battles with Cole Snyder, Mark Kissweather, and Braden Holt. They were battling for second when that caution came out. Now they're going to double it back up. Jonathan Parker will take the bottom. Braden Holt let up second on the outside lane as he will be second. He's starting second. Cole Snyder third. Mark Kissweather fourth, and Chris Wright will round out fifth. Out of the top 5. See who will be able to restart here. Getting a good restart here. Pace truck. Pace truck takes that hard left turn on pit road once again. Jonathan Parker, Braden Holt on the front row. We're back underway here from Kern Raceway as side by side the lead early on as Braden Holt's been trying to hold that outside lead around Jonathan Parker, but Jonathan Parker with the shorter distance going into the corner. He's gonna make that work, but Cole Snyder down on the bottom. Trying to go side by side here. Now diving down into turn 3. side by side for third now, actually, with Mark Kisweather and Cole Snyder. Brandon Holt dives in for the race lead on Jonathan Parker there. That's going to allow Mark Kisweather to go around the outside of him, though, because he had to check up big time. Goes side by side. Mark Kisweather on the outside lane. Brandon Holt on the inside. This Holt's going to fall back in third. Cole Snyder trying to use that outside lane since made it, but they're back side by side between Chris Wright and Josh Adams. And now Cole Snyder gets to the outside of Brandon Holt for third. A lot of battles up front here early. Down the back straightaway, going into turn 3. They're still side by side for 3 rows deep. But now Cole Snyder up the racetrack a little bit. That's going to make him 3 wide for 4th. Josh Adams in the middle. Chris Wright all the way down to the bottom. And Cole Snyder on the outside lane, trying to make it work, trying to get the drive off the corner. It's working for him now. They're still 3 wide for that 4th place spot. There's still a little bit of contact there, maybe with Wright and Adams off in turn number 2. They're still 3 wide. A great battle we're seeing here for 4th. As right behind Nathan Lamont waits patiently for one of these lanes to open up. But there's still 3 wide. A great battle we're seeing here as Chris Wright will finally lose the spot on the bottom. As they're still going to stay side by side, as now Josh Adams going to clear Cole Snyder off the corner, and now Chris Wright's going to have the nose to the inside of Cole Snyder. But Snyder will clear coming off turn 4, and now they single file out there. Second man, they're trying to find his way by Nathan Lamont. Back here with Mike Campbell and Donnie Kite. Donnie Kite dives in out of the bottom. He gets that move done. Josh Arnold, he's on the outside of Hunter. Not Hunter Beach. Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Hunter Beach is actually right behind him. Now Hunter Beach is going to get to the inside. He's going to clear Josh Arnold as Josh Arnold falls back to 15. Back up front, it's just Jonathan Parker and Mark Kisweather. About 2 tenths separate them, and then Brandon Holt, Josh Adams, and the rest of the field nose to tail pretty much behind them. Everyone's single file for now, not making too many moves yet. Driver's bumper was off there. It is Ethan Fonseca Moreno, actually. Lost his bumper. Take a look at what happened. That was just recent. Let's take a look at what happened here with Ethan Fonseca Moreno. So he lost his front bumper just this lap, so coming off turn number 2 here, see what happens. He gets maybe a little bit loose up the racetrack. Wow, that's weird. Very neck cone contact there. Oh, now he comes back on there, but he definitely got damaged. Unfortunate. Back on there, so kind of a weird neck cone replay lag there. But Mark Kisweather currently now going to the outside for the race lead on Jonathan Parker. Side by side for lead here after 20 laps of racing. Mark Kisweather with the run on the high lane as they both pulled away about 2 seconds over the rest of the field as everyone battled behind them. And now this is going to allow the field to close that gap back in for the race lead. But Kisweather still holds the outside lane side by side down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Side by side as they enter turn number 3. Mark Kisweather going to get the move done. After Jonathan Parker gets a little bit loose off turn 2, but a move for Mark Kisweather works out, and he will pull away from Jonathan Parker for the race lead. As everyone just single file through the back here, there's Ethan Fonseca Moreno in line. As now he's going to look to the inside of Sam Wade for 9th. So it gets down a little bit too low, maybe clips the white line there. Farther up in front, Zachary Meredith staying up a little bit higher on the racetrack. It's basically just a line of cars. Let's go on board here with Brayden Holt, just from his gearbox camera. Just show you any shifting. He's gonna bump by Josh Adams in the corner, but just look at the line of cars behind him coming off the corner. There's the bump cam. There just shows how many cars are in line, nose to tail. It's very close racing here, but Josh Adams is all over that back bumper of Brayden Holt, trying to get by. He's going to get into the bumper into 3 to slow him up just a little bit, but Brayden Holt kind of holding up the field right now. what it seems like these drivers are starting to get a little bit more impatient as Josh Adams trying to find his way by Braden Holt for that third place spot. But everyone else single file behind, but now Ethan Fonseca run up down to the inside of Zachary Meredith for that position. Side by side for 8th as Meredith able to get the drive off the corner. Moreno still holds the bottom. Nathan Lamont holding 7th, but these drivers all stay close together as Braden Holt will not give up that spot, but now he's going to go around through 3! And up the racetrack he goes, and that's going to be your second caution of the night as he saves it. A great save for Braden Holt there. So that brings out our second caution of the night. Let's take a look at that. So Josh Adams got to the nose down there. It's got right to the left here, and that sent Braden Holt around. The aggression started to pick up. The patience was lacking there, and just a little bit of contact, and that brings out the caution. He was able to save it, and now everyone else comes out pit road. Oh, but Mark Kisselleather, big mistake on pit road. Lost a lot of time on pit road. Really overshot his box. That's going to allow Jonathan Parker to get out in front. Maybe even Josh Adams or Braden Holt. Yeah, and Mark Kisselleather losing a ton of spots on pit road. Big pit road mistake there for Mark Kisselleather. That's going to cost him at least 5 spots. But we do have a few drivers hanging on the racetrack. Cole Snyder, Chris Wright, Nathan Lamont, Zach Meredith, Sam Wade, Mike Campbell, Donnie Kite. It's all staying out of the racetrack. So the top 7 stay out. Everyone else comes down pit road for 4 tires and top it off on fuel. While we're under this caution flag, take a quick break. We'll be right back after a word from NGB Designs.
NJBDesigns.com, we specialize in transforming your vehicle into a work of art by revolutionizing the way you see your car with the hottest trends in sim racing. Choose from a wide range of colors, textures, finishes to promote your business and sponsors in style. Whether you're looking to add a sleek matte finish, a flashy chrome accent, or a custom design that turns heads, our designers have you covered. If you want to stand out in the crowd, visit NJBDesigns.com.
Back right here from Kern County, starting to cut those guys off. Looking for a chance to cover this next caution. That would end up wrap up a little bit quicker. But Cole Snyder gets a good launch. It's now Chris Wright trying to get by for the race lead. Nathan Lamont down in 3rd position there. They're all jostling for position now. Jonathan Parker trying to find his way by on the fresh tires. Gonna be 3 wide. Way up the racetrack goes Mike Campbell. That's gonna allow Josh Adams to the middle of the racetrack. They're gonna be 3 wide. Josh Adams with a little bit of contact. Got Hunter Peach in the wall behind. And Josh Adams gonna go around. Braden Holt goes around. Big crash into 3. Multiple cars involved. As another caution, or a 3rd caution of the night. Let's take a look at what happened there. So we saw many different incidents here, but a little bit of contact with Josh Adams. Was going to get turned down into Braden Holt. Braden Holt, nowhere to go. Just unfortunately got clipped up the racetrack. And let's take another look at Hunter Peach here, because he had his own incidents. Well, we got loose off turn 2, big damage there. That's going to check up, but that was not going to be enough for caution. And then he wrecked up in front as Braden Holt just nowhere to go, as he went around up there as well. But that brings up our 3rd caution of the night. And now we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to kind of run that back with NGB Designs. So we'll get their full lap.
At NJBDesigns.com, we specialize in transforming your vehicle into a work of art by revolutionizing the way you see your car with the hottest trends in sim racing. Choose from a wide range of colors, textures, finishes to promote your business and sponsors in style. Whether you're looking to add a sleek matte finish, a flashy chrome accent, or a custom design that turns heads, our designers have you covered. If you want to stand out in the crowd, visit NJBDesigns.com today and let our team of professionals transform your vision into reality.
As welcome back here to Kern Raceway here for the NAOR Cup Series race number 2 of Season 6 as Cole Snyder on the front row with Chris Wright as we're ready to get back going. Green flag racing here from Kern as Chris Wright there in second, Cole Snyder in the race lead. We'll see who can hold the lead this time. A green flag back in the air, Cole Snyder off to a great jump. Jonathan Parker on fresher tires. Let's see where he will go as he's sitting in 5th there, stuck on the bottom. Marcus with a boy at the racetrack. He lost a lot of time on pit road, but he's trying to make that move up. But here comes Chris Wright to the outside for the race lead, side by side, dead even down to the 3. As Nathan Lamont waits patiently behind. How aggressive will he be to try to take this race lead away? Chris Wright still holds the outside through 1 and 2. He's getting the run off the corner. He's gonna have the nose out in front, but Cole Snyder a little bit better off the bottom. I'm gonna say side by side with the roll through the corner, the shorter distance, but still side by side for lead. Chris Wright on the outside lane. Cole Snyder still on the bottom. Still battling for the race lead here early in this run. Side by side down to the turn number 3. Cole Snyder on the bottom. Still trying to work that inside lead. A little bit shorter distance, but now Jonathan Parker on pressure tires on the outside of Nathan Lamont for P number 3. Right behind them. Still Cole Snyder and Chris Wright still holding side by side for lead. Doing a great job for both these drivers. Neither of them want to give it the race lead, but Cole Snyder up the racetrack a little bit, and that's going to move Chris Wright back to second as Cole Snyder holds the race lead. But now Jonathan Parker trying to use that outside lane to try and get by Chris Wright, trying to get the nose out there. But not going to work. He's going to get by Nathan Lamont. Now he's going to try and use the outside lane to his advantage still. So kind of right between that middle lane. A lot of lanes useful here at Kern County. As here comes Jonathan Parker crossing under back to the bottom on Chris Wright. Trying to use that inside lane and use those fresher tires to his advantage. And he's still going to stay side by side though. Chris Wright trying to fight a little bit on the outside lane. He's got Mark Kisworth right behind him though. As Kisworth is going to follow Jonathan Parker through on the bottom. As Parker clears for second. Now he's going to try and chase down Cole Snyder for the race lead. Side by side here for P number 3. A little bit of contact down the back straightaway. Kisworth also on the pressure tires trying to work his way up as he had a very bad pit stop that cost him a lot of time on pit road. Cost him about 4 or 5 spots. But now he's moved his way up to 3rd. Now Jonathan Parker tries to take the race lead, dives it into 1. He gets the move done. Mark Kisworth on the outside though, trying to follow and clear Cole Snyder, and he will. Now he's going to try and drive it in deep into 3 and try and get that outside off of Jonathan Parker. That's not going to be enough there, but those top 2 on the fresh tires are going to start trying to pull away for the race lead for the rest of the field. But Marcus Miller driving it deeper on the outside, trying to get to the nose of the outside of Jonathan Parker, but not able to work. But he's using the outside lead to his advantage. Just right with those front brakes glowing, those brake rotors beautifully glowing here tonight here at Kern Raceway. Kind of looks like Martinsville, kind of similar to a Richmond racetrack. It kind of seems, it normally seems like a little bit shorter straightaways, wide corners, kind of like a shorter version of Richmond, and it provides a great racing as you've seen tonight so far. So many drivers being able to stay side by side and use using multiple lanes to their advantage. Back to the battle here with Kyle Taub and Sam Wade. Battle for 6th. Nick Kapiak right behind. On the outside of Sam Wade now, trying to use that outside lane to his advantage. Either lane seems to be dominant to hold on to the position. Both of them seem very even off the corners. The inside lane honestly seems to be a little bit better on corner exit. Just how the corners are built to exit the corner. See Kapiak though able to use the run to the outside. He's able to clear. Sam Wade clears there. Side by side between Nathan Lamon and Hunter Sr. Hunter Beach gets by Ethan Fonseca-Moretto behind him. Side by side still, Nathan Lamon down on the bottom of Sam Wade. Trying to make that move work as you just see a lot of battling back here just outside this top 5. That's Sam Wade way up the racetrack though. That's what cost him a spot to Hunter Sr., Hunter Peach, and Ethan Fonseca-Moretto, and now Donnie Kites is inside. A lot of battles back here. They do have a lot of battles up right in front of him. Chris Wright and Kyle Taub battling for 4th. As Kyle Taub trying to use that outside lane to his advantage. Kyle Taub also on the fresher tires. He's not getting through the field as quick as Jonathan Parker and Martin Kissweather did. But now he's moved his way up to 4th. Nathan Lamon, he's clear all by himself now. Is now behind him, battling side by side between Hunter Peach and Ethan Fonseca-Moretto for that 9th place spot. That's now going to be 3 wide off the corner as Lamon a little bit high off the corner. Over to low contact, Donnie Kite. A little bit of contact with Hunter Sr. entering the corner. Almost into an incident, but they keep it clean. Side by side between Lamon and Peach. Now Peach clears up the racetrack. Side by side here still between Lamon and Kite. As now Senior going to try and go to the bottom. And now they single file out for that position. But out front is still Jonathan Parker and Martin Kissweather. These two will not leave each other. As these two battling for the race lead still. Trying to see what the stages were. Find that for tonight, but so far Jonathan Parker out in front. SH Rock 22 and 44. Actually, no, that was last week. Apologies on that one. Jonathan Parker is still holding the race lead over Martin Kissweather. Is now battling back here. Ethan Fonseca-Moretto working his way up through the field as he pitted. As he got in that incident earlier, he had a lot of damage to fix. He's pitted 3 times tonight so far. His last time was under that caution, pitted for 19 seconds, so he's trying to work his way up through the field. But Cole Sander now falling back a little bit as Nick Kapiak working better on the fresh tires. So now we had a longer run here. Now the tires really starting to show. As Cole Sander, the highest driver who still has yet to pit, as he is running 5th. He's been on these tires the whole race. Now he falls down to 6th as he gets by there. Tire life starting to show now as we're starting to get a pretty decent long run in here. But fuel this week about 130 laps, so we do have a few cautions, but everyone will have to make a pit stop, no doubt. So we can see what Cole Sander's strategy here. Maybe he goes to about lap 100, or he stretches it a little bit to 120. Probably going to about 135 to maybe 140. It really depends on how you're shifting, how many cautions, how much can you save out of the cautions. and also how much are you pushing as well. So I mean, in the tire wear, it could add something to that. So it could be anywhere from 130 to probably about 145 laps in the fuel run. So if you do get a caution, you probably will have to. It will definitely, no doubt, be within that fuel window as at this point, and they will be able to make it through the finish. They are 36 laps on fuel out in front between Martin Kissweather and everyone who pitted that last caution. As Martin Kissweather is actually able to get the race lead over Jonathan Parker. Just on to Cole Snyder there. Let's take a look at what happened. How he was able to get that move done. So Martin Kissweather worked the bottom this is a few laps ago to pass the race lead. As Martin Kissweather and Jonathan Parker battling for the race lead right next to each other all the past few laps. Let's see, this should be the move done this time by. Jonathan Parker really overdrove turn 2 and allowed Martin Kissweather to get to the bottom, and he cleared. And now he's put about an 8-10 gap over Jonathan Parker. So Martin Kissweather really fast tonight, and now he's going to try and pull away from Jonathan Parker. We'll see, but now Ethan Fonseca Renault, he's also on fresher tires tonight on this run. He's trying to get by Kyle Taub. It's Kyle Taub also as well, but Ethan Fonseca Renault trying to use that speed. Get by Kyle Taub for third as they are 7 seconds behind. Martin Kissweather fastest tonight, but everyone will have to make a pit stop left in this race. So you can see a wide open strategy though, because now pit window is open now. So anyone can pit from here and all the way to about lap 130. So pit window, very wide pit window, probably about 50 lap pit window for any driver to be able to make it on fuel. So you can see some drivers maybe coming in at halfway, or maybe some drivers trying to go all the way to maybe about 150, because these drivers probably can go about 30 laps longer, because they last about 40 laps ago. So that was about lap 30. Probably to about lap 160 for these drivers who did top off of that last caution. But side by side here between Taub and Moreno on the bottom. Moreno trying to make it work, and he sticks in there, but Kyle Taub still holds the outside lane. Kyle Taub up the racetrack. That might cost him a little bit of time here. That's going to allow Moreno to clear off at turn 4, and it works out for him. Starting to separate out now, as you can see who has the better tires, who burnt off their tires a little bit. As Steven Brynock actually just got by Justin Quimby for 16. It's this battle for 16, closest one on the racetrack. So we have another senior actually now on the inside of Nathan Lamont for that position. Side by side down into turn 3, Hunter Senior trying to get the move done on the bottom. He's going to be able to do it. Behind him, Connor Thompson Gardner trying to work his way by. But there is the field, just spread out through the field now, as you can see who has the worst tires. But Jonathan Parker, he has pulled that gap back down for the race lead. As it is trying to work through a little bit of lap traffic here for Jonathan Parker and Martin Kissweather. As Parker now on the bottom of the race lead, but these two are very even tonight. These drivers having great battles through the field. Now Jonathan Parker starting to fall a little bit farther back now from Martin Kissweather. Let's go on board with Jonathan Parker. Parker shifting down the 4th gear, just like everyone's going from 4th to 5th gear, 5th to 4th gear into the corners. Jonathan Parker is trying to stay behind, trying to work his way by Martin Kissweather. Only about 19-second lap times here at Kern County, so lap times, these laps will go by quickly, kind of like Bristol, kind of like Martinsville. Laps will go by pretty quickly. Mark Kissweather holds the race lead over Jonathan Parker. It's like we're about 6 seconds back from these two race leaders, and now Nick Kapiak trying to work his way by Kyle Taub. Inside, you see the interval between each driver. Kapiak on the bottom of Kyle Taub. Trying to make that inside lane work. Kyle Taub on the outside, Nick Kapiak on the bottom. Kapiak, a little bit better tires compared to Taub, as Taub really kind of seemed to overheat his tires a little bit. This is allowing Nick Kapiak to close the gap down, trying to get to the inside and try to take this spot away. But can't get the drive through the corner. And Taub still holding the outside lanes to his advantage. Really starting to see the tire where these drivers really starting to struggle. The gaps opening up between all these drivers. Back here though we have Zach Meredith, Josh Adams. It's actually Josh Adams is a lap down, so Josh Adams did pit 50 laps ago, so Josh Adams was a lap down from that incident. So he's trying to work his way back up through the field. A lot of damage to fix. It took a lap, and now he's just kind of hoping for a caution. Putting it back into this, but Nick Kapiak still trying to work on Kyle Taub for fourth. You see Nick Kapiak on the bottom, gonna get that move done. Maybe it'll one. Gonna try and wrap the white line on the bottom, but it's gonna be able to do it. Nick Kapiak pushed him up the racetrack a little bit. Kyle Taub got a little ball, but they're still side by side for that position. Nick Kapiak going to be able to clear. And now Nick Kapiak moves into the fourth. Going to try and chase down our race leader. Our race leaders up front. But Nathan Pezzacurno actually closing that gap in as Jonathan Parker was able to get back by Mark Kissweather not too long ago. Let's take a look at what happened. Playing the lap traffic to his advantage. It looks like here. So Mark Kissweather right behind the lap car, Sam Wade. Slowed up a little bit off the exit. Oh, they made contact, and that slowed up Mark Kissweather and allowed Jonathan Parker to get to the outside. So just navigating that lap traffic, and this also, these lap traffic slowing down them for Ethan Pezzacurno. Moreno is about a tenth faster than the race leader of Jonathan Parker per lap. So let's take a look at that. Of those last few laps. That's Ethan Pezzacurno. Trying to close that gap down. It's actually his lap times are a little messed up. Try to fix that. The lap time's not pointing to work, being inoperative. Trying to get a compare there, but Mark Kissweather trying to close that gap back in. Once that race lead back. The closest on the racetrack. But the more they battle, the more they're going to let Pezzacurno close that gap in. But now Moreno sort of fall back a little bit as he probably has to work his way through his own lap traffic. But Jonathan Parker, Mark Kissweather, both very even tonight. Now the question is, when will these drivers start to come down pit road? About halfway through, almost about halfway through this race, and kind of about halfway through the run as well, because everyone last pitted around lap 30 to 35. That's when we had our last caution. So just around lap 30, so he restarted around lap 35. So that's about halfway into the fuel run, just a little bit past halfway in the fuel run. These 75 laps. But now side by side lead as Mark just went on the outside, trying to work that outside lane to his advantage now. Got to where he needed to. Now Steven Bronack, he's going to come down pit road from 17th. He's already 2 laps down, or 1 lap down, so we'll see if Steven Bronack can make some time up. Side by side for the race lead. Mark just on the outside lane. Jonathan Parker on the bottom. Just on the outside lane. Side by side with Jonathan Parker. The battle for race lead. Now the more they battle here, the more they're going to let Moreno catch up. But Parker gets the nose out in front off the corner exit. But here comes Kissweather. Let's get Chris Wright right behind them. Chris Wright was running up towards the front. As actually Chris Wright did come down pit road already. So now he's on the fresher tires. But now he's going to find his way by. So Chris Wright, first driver to pit. He pitted 12 laps ago. Now we're just past halfway. We're now 102 down, 98 to go. Here from Kern County, Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, but Mark just gets a little bit loose. But now Chris Wright trying to find his way by. Chris Wright trying to get back to 1 lap down. He's on the fresher tires. He stayed out much longer than the rest of the field. Mark Kissweather holds the race lead now. Battle back here for about to that top 10. Zach Meredith holding on to 10th. Hunter Sr. there in 11th. Mark Kissweather pulling away now for the race lead over Jonathan Parker. Now we'll have to see where they will cycle out once they pit, because Chris Wright with the big undercut, he pitted 15 laps ago now. He took 4 tires, topped it off on fuel, so just a little bit before halfway, so he's going to have to go pretty long on that set of tires. These tires are starting to really worn out now. We're going to see some drivers come down pit road. Now the drivers who have not pitted, like Cole Steiner, are sitting in 4th. He's yet to pit this race. He can go to about lap 130 to around 145. It depends on how much the fuel saving has really paid out to be. I mean, also shifting could be a little bit shorter. Could be a little bit longer with the fuel, with the caution, a few cautions we had. Plus with the tire wear and just how much that slows the car down, and it'll save a little bit more fuel doing that. So he could probably pit anywhere. He'll probably have to pit within about next 20 to 25 laps, 20 to 30 laps most likely. We'll probably see him down, probably within 15 to 20. I don't think you want to run this out as long as possible. But everyone else who has pitted, they can go to about 160. So they can go to about 40 to go. But they are 77 laps into the run for those race leaders. So they're past halfway. So ideally, if you want to split it, here's one of them. Hunter Beach down pit road. Oh, but missed his box, it looked like. Yeah, he did. He missed his box. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Where will Chris Wright come out compared to him? Because Chris Wright, first driver on tires, he took the big undercut. He pitted 20 laps ago now, so pitted on lap 90. I wonder if Chris Wright might try maybe a 2-stop strategy, knowing that's a very long stint he's going to be on. Have to see Hunter Beach took 4 tires, and now he's coming off the pit road. But only 2 drivers have pitted, and Chris Wright will come out in front of Hunter Beach by about actually a lap. So Chris Wright making a lot of time. I think Hunter Beach maybe just a little bit farther back, and also losing a lot of time on pit road as well. Chris Wright working his way through the field. He's in 15, about 5 seconds back from Justin Quimby, as Quimby is the next driver for a position. Quimby has not pitted since that last caution. But Chris Wright, he's got 2 more cars. He's about 6 seconds back from getting the lucky dog position. As Sam Wade is the lucky dog position in 13th if a caution was to come out. But these 2 up front, Mark Kissweather, Jonathan Parker, These two are very fast tonight. Ethan Moreno, he was fastest in practice. Did not have the qualifying heat run in. Now he's really chasing down Mark Kisswether and Jonathan Parker. He's brought this gap down from 7 seconds when he moved up to 30. Oh, but now Mark Kisswether on the outside. As Jonathan Parker going for the race lead on the bottom. Gonna make that work. He's making clear, but don't want to overdrive in the corner here. But Mark Kisswether falls back to second as now they swap the race lead once again. As I was saying, Ethan Moreno, when he got up to third, he was about 7.5 seconds back from these race leaders with Jonathan Parker and Mark Kisswether. Now the gap's down to just 3.5. So Ethan Moreno really putting a lot of time into these race leaders. He might be he's easily the fastest. I wonder if he can put the race lead, if he can just put that gap on the field and go back to back to win the season. But he's gonna have a lot of work to do. He still have a pit stop though, as we're just gonna see these drivers pit. Probably we'll have to pit in another 50, 45 laps at the most, I would think. You can see some other drivers probably come down a little bit sooner. Nathan Lamont, Sam Wade, Zachary Meredith, and Cole Steiner being some of those drivers. As Cole Steiner's actually closing that gap on Kyle Taub now. As Kyle Taub, he pitted that last caution, got the fresh tires, and now Cole Steiner's hunting him back down. So Kyle Taub really did not treat those tires very well, and now it's kind of starting to pay the price for him. It's really how long do these drivers want to go? You have someone like Chris Wright, he's sitting at 14th. He pitted really early, but he's going to have to go very long. He's going to have to be playing a lot of defense later in this race. But how much time did he really make up during this run? He loses a little bit of time to Sam Wade. He's about 5 seconds back from Sam Wade to get that lucky dog spot. But Josh Arnold, Zachary Meredith, they're going to come down pit road. So now this gives them that opportunity. Josh Arnold did pit that last caution. Sam Wade did not. These two are now a lap down, but now we're going to start to see those pit stops start to form up here. Just flick out a little bit there. Jonathan Parker holds the race lead. Now he's putting some gap over Mark Kisswether. Now Mark Kisswether, not too long, will have pressure from Ethan Moreno, but slow stops for Josh Arnold. Slow stop for good stop for Zachary Meredith, but a really slow stop for Josh Arnold. 17-second stop. Now see where did they come out compared to Chris Wright? They're actually about a lap behind Chris Wright, just under a lap behind Chris Wright. So Zachary Meredith is gonna have make a lot of time up. Hunter Peach, he did also pit as well. He is 8 seconds back from Josh Adams, which is about 3 seconds back from Justin Quimby, which is about 3 seconds back from Chris Wright. So if I added that up, and then so still about 15 seconds. So Chris Wright has a pretty big lead with that big undercut he took. But now we're gonna start seeing pit stops. Cole Steiner is still trying to hunt down Kyle Taub for this position. But now we're going to see a lot of mixed strategies. Here comes Cole Steiner down pit road. So this is first stop. He probably could only go about 15 more laps on fuel to begin with. Cole Steiner now down pit road. Now we'll see where would he cycle out compared to Chris Wright. Because Chris Wright was on the same strategy as him, but Chris Wright pitted back on all the way back on lap 90. So where will Cole Steiner come out at? As Chris Wright's actually already passed him for position. So that tells you how far Chris Wright's just ahead, how much time he's gained on this undercut. As Josh Arnold now is about right behind him trying to get by. Josh Arnold trying to get his lap back. So Chris Wright could easily, no doubt, will probably come out the race leader. As he is now he's now only about 2 tenths faster than the race leaders of Jonathan Parker and Mark Kisswether. He is gaining time. Now we're starting to see a lot of pit stops happen. Zachary Meredith, Cole Steiner has pitted. Josh Arnold, Sam Wade also have pitted as well. Jonathan Parker, Mark Kisswether, Ethan Moreno. You don't want to go too long here. They can go to about lap 160, but you don't want to really go that long because that will definitely hand the wins. Oh, but we got a caution! Sam Wade goes around in turn 2, and that's going to throw a wrench into all the plans as Zachary Meredith goes around as well. As that ends the pit strategy. As that brings out the caution as Sam Wade goes around. I believe he just came off pit road. Let's take a look what happened here. Hunter Cena right behind him. Oh, he just over pushed him. Maybe, I think it looked like he lost the back end. Maybe he just shifted a little bit, one more extra time down, and that bring out the caution. And that's really gonna hurt Zach and Meredith. Hunter, Peach, Chris Wright. He was able to get the lucky dog though, so he's gonna be around. He's still on the lead lap, but that really hurts someone like Zach and Meredith. But everyone's gonna come down pit road now that they have that opportunity. We'll see where Jonathan Parker, Mark Kisswether, he's going to take Moreno. Now, Moreno, he's had that track position. He was very fast. He gained so much time on those race leaders of Jonathan Parker, Mark Kisswether. So we'll see what they can do. But here is Jonathan Parker now. As Mark Kisswether coming off pit road, as he actually takes Mark Kisswether taking 2 tires. So 2-tire call after that long run. Same with he's about to take Moreno. So it worked out for those drivers as we're going to restart with under 70 to go. A really long run, but now we're going to be easily make it to the finish. So there's Chris Wright. He just got his lap back. He's there pitting, but Mark Kisswether will cycle out to the race lead, as a lot of these drivers will have to take the lucky dog, the rope around. So those being Sonny Kite, Justin Quimby. So Hunter, Peach, Zach, and Meredith will be. Cole Snyder will take the wave around. So this caution really throws a wrench into everything. Wow, big caution there. Just throws a wrench into every plan. But now that will allow Mark Kisswether on 2 tires. He's now going to be the race leader. We'll see how he can hold off Hunter Peach. Well, not Hunter Peach, Ethan Hudson Moreno. They have similar paint schemes under Peach than the paint scheme last year. Mark Kisswether and Ethan Hudson Moreno are going to be on the front row. We're going to restart with just under 70 to go, so we're going to restart with 68 laps to go. Green flag in the air. We're underway. 68 to go. So no doubt be the final run. We'll probably see some extra pit stops from the caution maybe after 20 or so laps. But Ethan Hudson Moreno up the racetrack a little bit. That's to allow Jonathan Parker to the inside. So Jonathan Parker, first driver on 4 fresh tires. They've got very long tires there. So I don't know if the 2 tires will work, but the next gen, you know, the 2 tires really seem to work very well. So he probably won't really make a difference, but Jonathan Parker, we'll see what he can do on 4 fresh tires. Right now, Mark Kisswether holds the race lead as now everyone trying to get cycled but settled back in for this run. Right off the racetrack. As he's starting to lose it a little bit, as kind of see a little bit loss of grip on those 2 tires. Oh, but the car around there, I believe Hunter Peach on the front stretch, and he is. There's no caution, he kept it straight. Take a look what happened. Kyle Top really slow off at 4, but Hunter Peach. Oh, it's Nathan Lamon. Losing off turn 4, that cost him some time. Yeah, Nathan Lamon almost spinning out. Great save there. That's what cost him a lot of time, though. Nice under attack from Josh on the lap down. So you can see a mix of lead lap cars, with Jonathan Parker on 4 tires. Ethan Hudson Moreno not really getting a lot of time on Mark Kisswether with 2 tires. We'll see how this really plays out. Still a long way to go in this race. Long way on tires. See how this plays out for these race leaders. Jonathan Parker trying to close that gap down on Moreno. Field starting to spread out a little bit, but back Zach and Meredith getting the move done there on Thompson Gardner. Thompson Gardner in 8th. It's Cole Snyder there on the bottom. Cole Snyder and Zach and Meredith. This is a battle for 11, as they are both 1 lap down. This is actually the battle for the free pass position, Lucky Dog. So this battle really matters. we get that caution with Chris Wright and Donnie Kite battling for 6th now. That's Chris Wright. He had that big undercut. He got the lucky dog spot, but he was really hoping that probably went green there. If that went green, he was going to easily cycle out of the race lead by a pretty big margin. It would have been interesting to see that strategy play out, but we got that yellow there, but Chris Wright up to 6th. Zach Amanda loses the spot to Cole Snyder. So Cole Snyder now in the free pass spot, lucky dog position. So we've got to separate out a little bit. The closest battle now is for the race lead with Mark Kissenweather and Ethan Fonseca Moreno. That's Moreno on 2 tires, same with Kissenweather, but Parker's on 4 tires, really not making much ground. Actually slower, so 2 tires once again being faster than NextGen. I don't know why it's like that. You really don't see that in real life at all. Ethan Fonseca Moreno holding in 2nd. This time by will be 56 laps to go. As Mark Kissenweather trying to hold the race lead over Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Now we have the chance. It's kind of died down, actually died down just a little bit before it starts to ramp up. We're going to take this moment to do our Juicy Spinner crank it up here from Kern Raceway. Welcome back from our Crank It Up segment as we have 45 laps to go here from Kern Raceway, Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. Oh, we have a caution over the racetrack. As soon as we're about to hype up the race lead, Zachary Meredith goes around off turn 4 and brings out the caution. And I believe our 5th caution of the night. As Mark Kissenweather holds the race lead, but they took 2 tires last time. Interesting to see what strategy they take this time, and they're going to stay out of the racetrack. Jonathan Parker, Nick Capiak, Hunter Sr., they'll come down, but that's going to trap those guys on the that were 1 lap down, hoping to maybe get another wave around. They're going to have to pit. I mean, Cole Steiner, he'll have the lucky dog. He'll be able to take the lead lap, the free pass. But Mark Kissenweather, Ethan Mazzacarino on 2 tires. They're going to stay out of the racetrack. Jonathan Parker, though, and Chris Wright, most of the field behind him, they're going to come down. They're going to take 4 tires. Jonathan Parker takes 2 tires. Kyle Taub takes 2 tires. But Nick Capiak, Hunter Sr., Donnie Kite, they all take 4. Chris Wright takes 4 as well. And Cole Steiner able to get the free pass now, and he passes a few drivers. It's the lucky dog. As he will come down pit road this time. Take his opportunity to take the tires. Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Oh, but Ethan Fonseca Moreno comes out a lap later. And that is the sacrifice of 2nd place position. He's going to take 2 more tires. But he's going to fall all the way back to 9th. Oh, interesting call there for Ethan Fonseca. Comes out a lap later. And he's going to give up all his track position. So Mark Kissenweather going to be the race leader on 2 old tires. So really old tires. But Jonathan Parker going to be the first driver on fresh 2 tires. 2 fresh tires. Everyone else behind him. Kyle Todd behind him going to be on 2. Nick Capiak and the rest behind him will be on 4, with the exception of Ethan Fonseca coming out a lap later. At 9th. Cole Steiner will be 11th. Got to start all the way to the tail end of the field, being the lucky dog. But now Josh Arnold will be in that free pass position over Justin Quimby and Zachary Meredith battling for that spot. Mark Kissenweather on old tires. We'll see if he can hold the race lead. Coming up 40 laps to go here from Kern Raceway. The green flag back in the air, 40 to go. As Mark Kissenweather, Jonathan Parker on the front row. Parker on 2 fresh tires. Kissenweather old 2 tires. See, they hold side by side, and Mark Kissenweather on the bottom. I think those old tires are going to be a little bit too much to ask for 40 more laps. See if Parker can get by, but Nick Capiak trying to find his way by as well. He's the first driver on 4 tires. We'll see if that works out for that 6 machine. But Kissenweather still holding the bottom. Now Nick Capiak on 4 tires, trying to follow Quimby Parker through, but not going to be able to happen. Not going to work. We have a lot of jostling for position behind. Nick Capiak gets to the Mark Kissenweather to go up the racetrack. But Jonathan Parker takes the race lead. Ethan Fonseca Moreno up to 5th as he's on 2 fresh tires. He's passed most of the guys on 4 tires. Get Chris Wright to get by Nick Capiak and Mark Kissenweather. Try and get up to Jonathan Parker. A caution out again. Connor Thompson Gardner around off turn 2. Justin Quimby as well. But Connor Thompson Gardner around off turn 2. What happened? So going into turn 2, just loosened in the middle of the corner, right in front of Cole Steiner. Cole Steiner nowhere to go. Oh, Cole Steiner gets tagged there. As Justin Quimby also went around off the corner. Let's take a look at what happened there. So Justin Quimby, I think, kind of lost in the zone off turn 2 here as well. So, yeah, kind of out of reaction. Got on the apron, spinning around. He's trying to go low, and the apron just spotted out the car like always, and just spun around. So, I just lost him there. But Ethan Fonseca sitting 4th. Mark Kissenweather, though, he takes that opportunity to come down pit road. He takes 4 tires, so he'll fall back to 8th. He takes 4 tires, and he will be on fresh tires now with these race leaders, but really only not much of a difference. But Zach Meredith, he will be able to get the lucky dog this caution. So that leaves Joshua and Justin Quimby, the only two drivers, one lap down. Everyone else 2 more horse behind them. Actually, it's only Josh Adams, Sam Wade is still running. Mike Campbell's still running as well at 32 laps down. Hunter Peach, Stephen Reinhardt, Brain Holt, and Johnny Klein all out of tonight's race. But now we're getting to the final stages of this race. The aggression's starting to ramp up. We're seeing a few more cautions here and there. These drivers starting to push it more and more. Jonathan Parker, Nick Capiak. So Jonathan Parker's on 2 tires. Nick Capiak's on 4, so we'll see if those 4 tires make a difference. Mark Kissweather, he's back in 7th. He's on 4 fresh tires. Really only not much of a difference compared to the race leaders. About maybe 8 laps. So green flag back in the air. Chris Wright with a great push to Jonathan Parker going into 1. They're going to stay side by side for second. Oh, but Jonathan Parker up the racetrack. That's going to allow Chris Wright to the inside. There's a big slip up for Jonathan Parker there. Now Chris Wright down to the bottom for the race lead. Going to try and get in front. He's going to clear Jonathan Parker for the lead off 4, maybe. No. Parker still holds the outside. Moreno moves up to 3rd as Moreno's on 2 fresh tires as well with Jonathan Parker. But Chris Wright's on 4 and he takes the lead. Now they battle for 2nd. But Mark Kiswell around the back. That's going to bring out another caution. Multiple drivers involved. Donnie kind of involved as well. And brings out another caution for tonight. Mark Kissenweather just took 4 fresh tires. That's going to cost him some time. Oh, Donnie Kite gets loose. Mark Kissenweather also gets loose. So overcorrects it. And Nathan Lamont gets involved. Josh Arnold gets involved as well. So Josh Arnold will not be able to get the lucky dog. That will give it to Justin Quimby, I believe. But let's also take a look at this restart for the race lead with Jonathan Parker. Go on board with Chris Wright down to the 1. Jonathan Parker just misses the bottom. It allows Chris Wright to get to the bottom, and he was able to work his way by. And Chris Wright able to take the race lead. And now that's another heat cycle on these tires, so that's only going to make his tires more even, as he was already better with Jonathan Parker and Moreno as he took 4 tires when they pitted. Now it's going to change a lot of things, but as we're seeing a lot of cautions breeding cautions here in those final 30 laps of this race. Chris Wright holding the lead. That was a crucial part of the race. That could mean, I mean, if he keep getting more cautions, that could be the move that won this race for Chris Wright. So I have to see if that works out. But Chris Wright, now going to be the race leader. He's going to choose the outside for this restart. So we'll see if Chris Wright, can he hold the outside? He's going to have his teammate behind him, Dukes Spider teammate behind him, Nick Capiak. Not really teams this season, but every driver still has their own voice chat they can all join. Juicy Spider on the outside, 2 cars on the outside of the Juicy Spider Network, Chris Wright, and Juicy Spider Gaming of Nick Capiak right behind him, but Jonathan Parker on the bottom. We start with 27 to go. Will this work out for Chris Wright? Can he hold the race lead? Green flag back in the air. Great jump on the outside lane for Nick Capiak and Chris Wright. As Happy has to be side by side with Parker. Chris Wright going to go down, try and clear Jonathan Parker going to the 1. It's going to work out. We'll see if Jonathan Parker, does he have the runoff turn soon to maybe make a move into 3? Yes, he does. He's going to try and dive it in there, get his nose in there. But not going to work. Nick Capiak on the outside, though. Going to pin him down off of turn 4. Parker trying to clear. It's going to work. Ethan Fonseca-Moreno trying to follow him through now on the bottom. Around the racetrack, they go a little bit. Down off turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. A lot of drivers jostling for position. Zachary Meredith, they're going to be 3 wide with Kyle Top for 3 and 4. Thompson Garden on the outside lane trying to work his way by Kyle Top. This is a lot of calamity happening here off this restart. But Jonathan Parker still holds second. Moreno down to the bottom of Nick Kapiak trying to take that 3rd spot away. As Moreno was on 2 tires, 2 fresh tires, same with Jonathan Parker, Chris Wright, and Nick Kapiak. Cole Steiner trying to work his way up through the field. He's on the same tires as well, but Mark Tisweather was in that last caution. He's on even fresher tires now. It's not going to matter too much, but he's going to try and make it work. He's up to 6th. We'll see if he can chase them down. He's been fast all night long, but he's got a lot of drivers to get by with 23 to go. Chris Wright still holds the lead. He got the lead off that last restart. That could be a very crucial move. Can he hold on to the lead for another 23 more laps? Moreno's now going to try and chase down Jonathan Parker for 2nd, as Moreno was fastest in practice tonight. Not the qualifying he wanted, but he's had that pace. In that long run we had early in the race, he drove that gap down from 8 seconds back from 3rd all the way back to 2 before he got that caution. So Moreno trying to close that gap in. He wants to try and take this race win and go back-to-back to open the season, but he's got a lot of work to do here. Still with 21 laps to go this time by. Still a while to go though. Still a lot of time for a mistake could happen. A lot of time for another caution to come out as well. Chris Wright, Jonathan Parker, Ethan Fonseca-Moreno, top 3, pulling away by about half a second over Nick Kapiak there in 4th. Cole Steiner, Mark Kisselweather, they're battling for their own 4th place spot there, as Mark Kisselweather on fresher tires trying to work his way through. Probably maybe about 10 lap fresher tires over green flag laps. As these laps there, as there's Justin Quimby coming off the pit road. There, he's going to get out of the way. With 20 to go, these laps winding down fast now. Jonathan Parker trying to find his way by. The aggression level, the patience is going to start to go down. How aggressive will these drivers be to try and take this race win away from Chris Wright? But off of turn 4, 18 to go. Battle back here for 8th between Zach and Meredith and Kyle Top. Closest battle on the racetrack. Oh, but Connie Tykes is going to into him into turn 1. Tom's going to go sideways. What a save for that 3 car. A great save. He's going to lose a lot of time, but he keeps it from bringing out the caution. Great save from Kyle Top there. That's not the first time we saw that tonight from him. Great save for that 3 cars multiple times tonight. Also, Nathan Lamont had a save not too long ago, for a few cautions ago with them, but Josh Arnold is going to go through the bottom. Josh Arnold hoping to get a caution and get the lucky dog, but he's going to catch Josh Adams for that lucky dog position. But Jonathan Parker closing the gap down on Jonathan Parker. And Ethan Fonseca-Moreno, he is throughput from the session. He's not in here anymore, so unfortunate. He throughputs from 3rd, but Nick Kapiak a little bit of contact with Cole Steiner off of turn 2. And now that's going to allow Mark Kisselweather to the inside. As Cole Steiner up to 3rd, Moreno, he's now actually 12th. So Moreno back in the session. Actually, so I wonder what happened with Moreno. Oh, he's really slow. Got in the wall through 3 and 4. Drove way up the racetrack and got stuck in the outside wall. And that cost him about 15 seconds. As well, big mistake for Ethan Fonseca-Moreno. Actually, I think he has a pit for repairs flag. Oh, he's actually going to pit. So Ethan Fonseca-Moreno coming down pit road, but battle for the lead now. Jonathan Parker on the bottom. This is the battle for the race win, most likely. But Chris Wright on the outside, side by side with Jonathan Parker. Can he hold on? Parker's been faster tonight, but Wright got the move done. He's on the 4 fresh tires. Jonathan Parker on the bottom. He's got the nose out of front, going out of the 1. Wright's going to have to try driving it deeper on the outside if he wants to make it stick. He's going to be able to do it. He's going to stay alongside off of turn 2, but Parker's going to make contact. They're both going to the wall. Jonathan Parker goes around on the back straightaway. Hardly inside wall, but he keeps it straight. No caution. We stay green, and heavy damage from the 48 machine on Jonathan Parker with 12 to go. And now that gives Chris Wright 1 second advantage over Mark Kisselweather on the fresh tires. Calamity striking in this final 20 laps. And now Chris Wright contact with Jonathan Parker now gives him a big advantage over Mark Kissweather. But Mark Kissweather, 3/10 faster. He's got the fresher tires. Can he close the gap down with 10 laps to go? Zachary Meredith, he was a lap down just a few cautions ago. He's now up to 3rd. A great recovery for Zachary Meredith. Cole Snyder sitting 4th. Nick Kapiak in 5th. They're all battling for this top 5, for their top 5 spot. What an exciting race it's been tonight. Nick Kapiak down to the bottom. Gonna get the nose on Cole Snyder. He's gonna make contact. Cole Snyder gonna go sideways. Gonna go through 3 and 4. He's gonna spin off the exit of 4. He's on the apron. He's gonna back on the racetrack, but no caution. There's the caution, and that brings out the caution with 8 to go. Cole Snyder goes around with 8 laps to go, and that's gonna change everything. And now we're definitely gonna restart with under 5 to go. But now, what's the strategy? Do you pit? Do you stay out? What will these leaders do? Let's take a look at what happened before they quickly get down pit road here. So Nick Kapiak, Cole Snyder going down to the turn 3 here. Nick Kapiak trying to get the nose in there. Has the nose there, barely. Cole Snyder kind of comes out the racetrack just a little bit. It's kind of just a very aggressive move. The patience is running out. And now pit stops. Who comes down pit road? Nick Kapiak, he comes down pit road. Josh Arnold was a lap down. See Gardner Johnson comes down pit road. Connor Thompson Gardner. Donnie Kite comes down pit road. Cole Snyder, but Chris Wright, Mark Kissweather, Zachary Meredith, Hunter Sr., Jonathan Parker down on the racetrack. Ethan Fasicarono 8 laps down, so he's been done for tonight. Josh Adams, Nick Kapiak. So Josh Adams was able to get the lucky dog, so he's got a lot of time. He's got 5 laps here. We'll see if he can drive up through the field. We saw Zach Meredith do that. But now it's between Chris Wright, Mark Kissweather. Kissweather has the fresher tires. Is that going to work out for him? We have a few heat cycles on them. But can he get a good restart and get by Chris Wright? Zachary Meredith sitting in 3rd. He was just a lap down with 50 to go. About 45 to go. And now Zachary Meredith with a prime spot to win this race. What a comeback it could be for that 17 machine of Zachary Meredith. Before we get into this final restart, let's just look who gained the most positions tonight. Zachary Meredith being one of those. He works his way from the back and to be able to work his way up front, and now he's put himself in the right spot at the right time. Can he get a good restart? Maybe have an opportunity on Chris Wright. We'll see. Josh Adams got the lucky dog. Maybe got a penalty. He's actually going to lap down, but we're going to take the 1 to go signal. Chris Wright going to restart on the bottom with 3 laps to go. But Zachary Meredith, the most spot positions gained. Donnie Kite as well. Kyle Top, Hunter Sr. But we're going to restart with 3 to go here. Who will be able to come out on top? We saw great battles all night long. We have some fresh tires in the back. Donnie Kite, Jonathan Parker sitting there in 5th. Not all the fresh tires, but 3 to go. Green flag in the air. Chris Wright with a great restart. That's allowed Mark Kissweather and Zachary Meredith to stay side by side for second. Keep Kissweather on the fresher tires. Is he going to make it work? He's got a great drive off turn 2. He's going to get clear for second. Now he's going to dive into 3 for the race lead. Side by side for lead now off of turn 4. 2 laps to go here from Kern Raceway. Can Chris Wright hold on? Or can Mark Kissweather on the pressure tires get by? This time by will be coming to the white flag. Mark Kissweather has a few more opportunities. But the caution's going to come out before he can get there. And Chris Wright holds the lead. We have a caution out for cars around in the back. Josh Arnold being one of them, I believe. Oh, check if they're off the exit. Oh, but multiple cars around. Cole Snyder, Connor Thompson, Gardner. Let's take another look at what happened here. Connor Thompson, Gardner just losing it through the corner. Tags Kyle Taub. Nathan Lema getting involved a little bit. Nick Kapiak got spun around. But that will bring us into overtime. It's been a crazy race, very hectic race. We saw battles throughout the entire field. Chris Wright, Mark Kissenweather having a battle for the race lead, and Mark Kissenweather had a few more opportunities to close that gap back in. But now it's going to come down to another restart. Who can master this restart? Hunter Sr. will move back to third as he got by Zachary Meredith. Now everyone anxiously waits to get back going. One to green for one more restart. Chris White, he got the lead from a mistake from Jonathan Parker on a restart. And that was crucial. He got the lead, and he's not looked back. In a battle with Jonathan Parker, both made a little bit of contact off of turn 2, and Jonathan Parker fell all the way back to 5th and 6th. But now, Mark Kissenweather, he took tires 31 laps to go under that caution. And now he's on a little bit of fresher tires, about 15 lap fresher tires than Chris Wright. But now the heat cycles have gone through. Is it going to be enough? Can Mark Kissenweather, can he get a restart? Can Hunter Sr. going to get a restart? Maybe make an opportunity on him. As Hunter Sr. is pitted with Chris Wright. But Donnie Kite sitting there in 5th. He's on fresh tires. Will he have enough? Can he find his way through? We could also see another caution. Will they make it back? Will Chris Wright hold on? Will Mark Kissenweather have a chance? Hunter Sr., Zachary Meredith, or Donnie Kite on the fresh tires? Who will be able to come out on top here from Kern? As Chris Wright, back in the loud pedal, we're back on the wave for the green-white checker here, number one here for overtime. They're side-by-side lead. Chris Wright up the racetrack. Meredith, trying to sneak through on the outside lane. Senior down in 3rd, but side-by-side for the lead. Through 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4. White flag, 1 lap to go. It's our go time cars, 1 to go here from Kern Raceway. Kissenweather on the bottom, side-by-side with Chris Wright. Kissenweather has one last chance. He can loose off of turn 2. Can he dive it into 3 for one final time? But then Senior's going to say no. Senior's going to move off the track. They're going to be 3 wide for second, but off 4. Chris Wright's going to win a hectic finish. A drag race for second behind him. 3 wide finish. It will go to Mark Kissenweather. Hunter Senior will pick up 3rd, and Donnie Kite on the fresh tires will pick up 4th. But what a finish we saw for tonight's hectic race here from Kern Raceway, and it put on a thriller. Chris Wright able to take the win though, capitalizing off a crucial mistake from a few restarts ago, and Chris Wright will win race number 2 of the NAOR Cup Series Season 6. A great race, and Chris Wright able to capitalize on others' mistakes, and he gets the win. What a battle we saw for the race win. Mark Kissenweather had a chance down into turn number 1, but just got a little bit loose off 2. And that cost him a little bit too much time, and allowed an attack from Hunter Sr. to go to the bottom in 3. And Chris Wright was able to drive away. And Chris Wright celebrates it here from Kern Raceway. And he will be able to take it to Pizza Wings and Victory Lane. But Chris Wright celebrates it here from Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with our results and our top 3 interviews when we come back.
At NJBDesigns.com, we specialize in transforming your vehicle into a work of art by revolutionizing the way you see your car with the hottest trends in sim racing. Choose from a wide range of colors, textures, finishes to promote your business and sponsors in style. Looking to add a sleek matte finish, a flashy chrome accent, or a custom design that turns heads, our designers have you covered. If you want to stand out in the crowd, visit njbdesigns.com today and let our team of professionals transform your vision into reality.
But Jonathan Parker, he lapped it up in the end of stage one. Jonathan Parker, our season 5 champion. Bryce Shoemaker is going to take the victory 128 laps without a pit stop.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win. Saturday Night Racing League and throwback at Charlotte goes to Josh Adams.
Welcome back here to Kern Raceway. Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, or Kirk County Raceway Park was the previous name. But out front, we saw Chris Wright take the race win. Before we get to our top 2 interviews, let's take a look at our results for tonight's race. As Chris Wright able to take the win, a thriller overtime finish over Mark Kissenweather. Hunter Sr. barely edges out Hunter. Mark Kissenweather barely edges out Hunter Sr. and Donnie Kite is Hunter Sr. for 3rd, and Donnie Kite will round it at 4th. Zachary Mammoth will be 5th, Jonathan Parker in 6th, Kyle Taub will finish 7th, Nathan Lamont in 8th, Cole Steiner 9th, and Josh Adams round out our top 10. Nick Hapiak finishing 11th, Josh Arnold 12th, Connor Thompson Gardner finishing 13th, Sam Wade 14th, Justin Quibby 15th, Ethan Fonseca Moreno finishing 16th, Mike Campbell finishing 17th, Hunter Peach finishing 18th, Stephen Brydock 19th, Braden Holt running our top 20, and finishing our 21 car field tonight was the 5 of Giovanni Klein. But now we're going to take it down to Pizza and Wings victory lane for Chris Wright, our race winner, able to take it in a thrilling overtime finish, as though up front with a few about 45 to go, roughly around 40 to go, he was able to capitalize on the mistake from Jonathan Parker. And how were you able to do that and able to clear for the race win and hold off everyone behind you?
Good tonight, and I feel like we kind of just got lucky and managed the race not to give it up instead of being the fastest guy.
We're muted right now, just letting you know.
Yep, I got that. So, apologies for the no audio there, but yeah, got the back half of that. So apologies for that one. Yeah, you're able to hold off there. But still, just talk us through those difference between those 2 tires and those 4 tires, and because that definitely made a difference. 2 times seemed to be a little bit faster, as you kind of saw it with Parker and Moreno out front earlier. But Kissweather took 4, and you took 4 as well. Just how is the difference between the 4 and the 2 tires there after that long run there?
Well, I think it kind of works backwards as to what you would think, right? You would think taking 2 would hurt you or help you in the short run and hurt you in the long run. But the way the car kind of got tighter, I feel like 4 tires gave you that takeoff speed, but after about 10 laps, and I saw it happening, the 48 was better than us, turning the center better than us, being more able to be more aggressive and carry more speed into the corner. It's like those 2 tires didn't allow the car to tighten up as much as it did on 4, so like I said, I think he was going to pass us. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to look at the contact to know if it was my fault, his fault, netcode, a little bit of both. I mean, we were racing really hard. I felt like I was hitting the wall as we made contact, but it also didn't look like he was real close to my left front either, so I was kind of thinking, after I thought about it might be netcode, but you guys and everybody watching know more than me.
Yeah, but you're still. What did that look like to me? I kind of had a bad angle from it from my TV perspective there, but it definitely looked just kind of hard racing between those 2 drivers. But overall, you're able to hold off and take the race win. But before we sign off on your way, any sponsors to thank for tonight's race win?
Yeah, Juicy Spider Studios, the High Side Podcast. It's really cool to be able to run real good here out of the gate and have this kind of run tonight. I think Noah painted the cars. It was a really good night for the team. Like I said, I think the 6 was really good. I think there was a lot of guys that were really good. Donnie was good. Josh got wrecked early though, so that kind of stunk for him. But shout out to you guys for putting on the broadcast here, and Josh Arnold for running this thing. It's cool to be back. I was here a while back, but to be back out here and still be competitive, and Parker's still out here as one of those guys to beat. So it was a lot of fun bringing back some memories, getting to race him there at the end.
Yeah, and you're able to pick up the race win, and once again, congrats on the race win. We'll see you next week at Las Vegas.
Hey, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
So that was Chris Wright from Pizza and Wings Victory Lane, and we'll bring in our second place finisher here of Mark Kissenweather. As Mark Kissenweather on the 4 fresh tires right there at the very end, but not enough to get there. What do you think could have done differently to maybe pick up that race win?
I think if I wouldn't have hit the apron on 2 on the white flag, I would have probably maybe had a chance going into 3 to send it in. But I hit the apron and it just kind of killed my chances. Plus I choked earlier in the race, pitted, and then stayed out, and then pitted again, and then I don't know, just bad low IQ decisions on my end.
Yeah, and out front, you were battling with Jonathan Parker a lot tonight, and especially during that very long green flag run we had. Just how did that tire wear affect, and how did they handle out there tonight, especially with all those battles you had with Jonathan Parker?
Oh, it was a blast. It's always fun racing Jonathan. He's so good. Keeps me on my toes. Helps makes me get better. But yeah, after like 50 laps, it was getting interesting to drive, and then driving through lap traffic, I gapped him like 0.6 or something, and then I got stuck behind one of the lap cars, and I almost turned to the lap car, and then he caught back up to me, and then I had to repass him, and then I don't know, anything after that, it was just kind of whatever it was.
Yeah, but you're still able to hold off tonight, and you're still able to get a thriller second place finish on that overtime. But before you send it off anyway, any sponsors to thank for tonight's second place run?
Yeah, I'd like to thank NAOR for always putting on some great, fantastic races, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
And once again, congrats on your second place finish. We'll see you next week at Las Vegas.
All right, thank you.
And that was Mark Kissenweather, our second place finisher. We'll bring in our third place finisher of Hunter Sr. He had a chance there, in those final few restarts, but still able to come out third with a photo finish, the Mark Kissenweather there. What do you think he could have done differently maybe to pick up that race win?
Man, I really don't know, dude. The Mark was extremely fast. When I saw him coming up through the field like that, I knew he was gonna be the car to beat. Same with the 48. Huge congratulations to Chris for being able to hold him off. And I do want to apologize that was on stream, that I hit Mark going into 3 and 4. I have already talked to Mark and apologized and everything for it, because I feel so bad about it. But the I wish I could, say the Juicy Spider Ford Mustang was fast. I'm really surprised to be sitting in 3rd place, especially after that kind of photo finish. I bet that was awesome to watch. But we didn't have Juicy Spider on the car tonight, sadly. We will definitely next week. Same with High Side Podcast. But I'm content with the 3rd place, and I feel extremely happy with where I finished.
Yeah, and you were still able to pick up a very solid 3rd place run for you tonight, but you had to work your way through the field a little bit. Just how tough was out there to pass? We saw multiple lanes being used. And just what was your idea there, and just what felt like the best lane to pass, and what felt like the best lane to defend, and just how were you able to get move your way up?
I definitely, over time, I think there was like a lot of opportunities or a lot of moments where I saw cars, sitting on the bottom, saving. That's pretty much where we were all just saving our stuff, and then you got guys running the middle lane, slightly middle, I feel like that was really where the spot was to kind of get around somebody if you're, running up on them. Like, I saw guys pass on the bottom, and I tried passing on the bottom a couple times, and it worked maybe like, 2 or 3 times, but definitely the high side, whenever you got up on the high side, you could be able to pinch the car below you, and a lot of these guys are super, super respectful that they're not going to run into you like that, not going to slide you up the track, and I hate to say that you want to pinch somebody, but when you're trying to pass somebody after you ran them down for from 3 seconds out, you're going to kind of race as hard as you can and close the door as much as you can. So that outside lane was definitely where you wanted to be if you're going to pass somebody.
Yeah, but you're still able to pick up a very solid 3rd place finish and a dramatic overtime finish there and 3 wide photo finish. But before you say that, any sponsors you'd like to thank for tonight's 3rd place run?
Yes, sir. Like I said, the High Side Podcast, for everybody watching this stream, definitely go check them out. Super interesting. I love those guys. Love Donald and love Josh. Those are some cool guys. And huge shout out to Juicy Spider, especially, all of us working together that last, couple 30 laps, 40 laps, when we're, I'm racing with, Nick, and then I got Chris in front of me. It's so cool to see every single one of them, Donnie, all of us up there competing. Those guys are, like I said, every time I get an interview, I'm gonna give a shout to every single one of them, because if it wasn't for them, the car I'd be driving wouldn't be that fast, and I wouldn't be sitting in the position I am in now, because every single one of them is beneficial to every single one of these races that I'm competing in.
Yep, and you're able to still get a very solid 3rd place run for all your sponsors tonight. And once again, congrats on your 3rd place finish. We'll see you next week at Las Vegas.
Yes, sir. You have a great night.
You too. So that was our 3rd place finisher of Hunter Sr. able to pick up a 3rd place finish. And this dramatic photo finish is coming across the replay right now. But Hunter Sr. 3rd, and next week we'll be going to the 1.5 mile, our first 1.5 mile of the season at Las Vegas. And it'll definitely be a fun race to watch next week at Las Vegas. But before we get there to Vegas next week, get a few other races coming up next here on the Legends Racing Network. Sunday night, we'll have the Stampede Racing League, GG Spider Premier Series. They'll be going to Pocono at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And on Monday night, we'll have the 5 Points Racing League, Turnkey Network Solution Series. They'll be going to Bristol. And we'll have the Superstar Arc Cup on Wednesday, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time for their All-Star race on the dirt at Knoxville. And Undisputed Cup Series, they'll be going to Indianapolis at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time here on Thursday night. And next week, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, the NAOR Cup Series will be going to Las Vegas for their first 1.5 mile race of the season. But it's definitely been a fun, exciting race here from Kern Raceway, Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, Kirk County Raceway Park, which either name you prefer to call it. But so long here from Kern, I'm Aaron Brown. We'll see you next time here on the Legends Racing Network.